So guys, welcome back to part 3 and thank you so far for listening to my story. I appreciate the love for those who have tuned in and paid attention to my story.
Wait, is the filter
on? I started this business with my sister, because I had this very intense fear of what am I going to do in business? I've never done business. And initially when I had resigned, my first thought was the money that I have currently, I'm going to pay rent for about 4 to 6 months as I scout for another job. But in my head, I had really wanted to start a YouTube channel and focus on it. So I really wanted some 6 months to try and put my all into my YouTube channel. But then my sister suggested that I could try and sell eggs and smokies. They do have good returns. And I was like, yeah, instead of, staying in the house cooked up all day, because I know after like a week, I'm going to get tired of the house. As much as I love being in the house, the idea that I have been out of the house daily ever since I was young, there's always that mechanism in your head where if you stay in the house for too long, you are very tempted to leave and go and look for something else to do. So I was like, I could be open to that, with an idea of the stand. This is the stand, and that's my sister standing in the background. So the idea was to sell eggs and smokies, and we had thought of bringing in hot dogs, burgers, and things like that. But then eventually we took a very different turn, where now she introduced a certain gentleman who knew how to cook viazi karai. So under him, we started cooking viazi karai. I learned how to do them, making ukwaju and things like that. So while I paid for the stand and the physical items, she got in and bought the stock. So it was like a partnership. She was currently held up with motherhood and things like that. So I decided that since she took up the setting up of the business, the especially the initial stages, because I was very clueless, and half the time I was like, okay, fine, since I've given you the money. This was very, I was just like, okay, I think from our agreement, I'm going to be more of the physical person, and she's going to be more of the administrative person, because she has been in the business before. So I'd left everything to her, and I was just waiting for things to start up, and then I can come. So during that, I think 3 weeks period, it was kind of like my holiday. I just enjoyed myself, met some friends, and caught up with them. I had not seen some of them in years, like 2 years or something, because of how busy sometimes we are in this day and age, and all we want to do at the end of the day is go home. So once everything was set up, we started doing viazi karais as well, and it picked up. Day one we sold quite well, and this is going to be my first lesson to you guys when starting a business.